Welcome to the Maharani Moment podcast, brought to you together with Rebel City Distillery. My name is Jo, and I'm the founder of Good Day Cork. I'm pleased to let you know that in our final episode for season 1, we have Sian Horn, founder of many things such as BeBelle and Elite Pilates. And we also have Dr. Lekha Menon Margassery, who is a microbiologist and researching at UCC.
And I was going through the Google trying to know more about you. It was, you did a lot of things before you ventured out into business, right? So you were a publican, you were into dance, you were a manager in a place, and then you ventured out into business and you are a business speaker and a coach. Was that kind of gradual over the years it happened, or was there any kind of moment which pushed you forward into doing something, venturing out into these areas?
Yeah, no, do you know what? Actually, I was just chatting to a friend the other day, and most of what I've done is through necessity. So I was always, I started school very young. My mum was the school secretary, so I was only 3 when I started school. But straight away, I had to be the milk monitor. No one could drink unless I gave them the drink. So I was always a leader. I was always captain of the team. I was always part of groups, and that was always really important to me, but I never stuck to one group. I always wanted to learn from everybody, and I always learned through talking to people. As a child, we grew up in pubs, so I was having adult education, and adult conversations from very, very young, and people just fascinated me. So I think some people are born to lead and born to manage, and I made, and listen, when I was young, I was absolutely shocking. I was dreadful. I'm not saying I was a good person to lead or a good person to manage, because you do have to learn, certain traits to be able to do that. And a lot of that is coaching skills that you learn throughout life. So yeah, I think it's something that came to me naturally. But I always was the person that people would go to for help. So, I've always been a connector of people, whether that be groups of people or individuals. That's, it's always floated my boat. So I think when you find something that you enjoy and it comes natural, you just keep going with that.
So you have worn so many different caps, right? So currently in business, you're a business owner, a business coach. So what role do you enjoy the most?
So I've always mentored people. So, and coaching and mentoring are two really different things. And I'm learning this a lot at the moment. The last time I did a coaching qualification was like 12 years ago. And, I've gone back to it recently. So I'm just in the middle of doing coaching qualifications again. And the reason is a lot of my work is mentorship. And again, that takes a lot of time, because when you're mentoring someone, you're actually directing them and you're showing them how to do something through your own experience. When you're coaching someone, you're guiding them through their experience. So, they're two different, very different forms, both as helpful as each other. I do believe everybody should, I always have had a mentor or a coach in my life. And I think it's really, really important. But I think it's important to understand the difference. I don't do anything I don't like doing anymore, and that comes with age. But yeah, everything, I don't have a favourite part. I couldn't give up teaching Pilates. That movement is so important to me, and I believe it heals. I couldn't give up mentoring people, because support of a community, and supporting people is so important. And I can't wait to launch this club for women in business, because community, supporting each other and surrounding yourself by the right people is what it's all about.
As you grow, I think it's very important we lift people around us rather than just grow. I think it's great to see that. so during this whole process, right, I'm sure you would have definitely had a very powerful moment throughout your career, whatever you're doing. So you would have had one moment where you felt absolutely powerful, absolutely rebelled out, absolutely stood up for your life. So that is the kind of moment which you feel like you were totally a queen and you slayed it. Like, I'm sure you would have numerous moments like that. And would you like to share an earliest Maharani moment with us and share that experience with us?
I think I'm really fortunate that I grew up in the family that I grew up in. I think I'm really fortunate I grew up where I grew up, and I can't think of a time where I didn't particularly feel like that. When you said this is an invite to a queen, I completely accepted the invite. My mates always used to take the mick at me. I'd say, you can be the princesses, but I'm definitely the queen. I think it's so important to be proud of yourself and every achievement that you make. Does one stand out? I don't know. I've always, it's the little things, the little achievements that always stand out for me. It's the getting up in the morning and making the choice to be positive and happy should make you proud every day. Every time I open a new business with somebody, that makes me proud. It's difficult. In work, I find it easy to be proud because I wouldn't just think of myself in work. Most of the work that I do is for others. So that is, that's always a proud moment each time that you can see someone succeed. It's just
kind of fills you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I often say to people, we give to charity, but we give to charity because it makes us feel good. It's the right thing to do, but yes, it makes you feel good. And that's what's so lovely about teaching people and coaching people, and is because it, when you see them achieve their goals, it's magic. You can't really beat that.
Yeah. So it's like for you, it is seeing, when you coach or mentor someone, when they accomplish something, you feel really powerful because you feel it empowers them, and that's a Maharani moment for you, is it?
Absolutely. And the empowered should empower. Otherwise,
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You have to be like that. I mean, yeah, it's like, my private life, my work life are very different. And, I do love business. I'm passionate about it. So I spend a lot of time doing it. And I can get told off sometimes because, I want to talk about it and I want to know what you do. And I'm interested in what everybody's doing. But yeah, I think sort of in my personal life, that moment would have come. So I spent a decade attempting to have a family, which wasn't to be. And I spent a lot, I lost 8 children and then had a year and a half, I suppose, of attempted, to keep going and make that dream come true for myself. And I think it was really empowering for me when I made the decision that it was okay, that wasn't going to happen.
To let go and be liberated out of that.
Yeah, because when you want something so much and you spent so long attempting and trying your best to do it, and when you're so used to succeeding and being proud of yourself, when you come up against someone as strong as Mother Nature, you can't fight her, unfortunately. I think she's a dick, but I can't fight her. And I think, it took me a very long time, but I think when I became happy with that was going to be the outcome, and that it was enough for me to be me, and I would find other ways to nurture, I think that's really important. And I speak to a lot of women sometimes that don't understand how I got there, but we all get there. Everybody's journey is different and the time frames are different, but it's really empowering and peaceful, and I'm at peace now that I've made peace with that decision.
Thanks, Sean. I'm glad you shared this story with us because it's very important. Many women go through the same phase. Like, they think, okay, having a baby is what, that they feel fulfilled. It's very important to actually be fulfilled from ourselves first, instead of that. I'm so happy you shared that story with us. The next thing which I wanted to ask, so you are into Pilates, and do you have any favorite music you listen to and any favorite song while you do Pilates?
So anybody that comes to my Pilates classes know that I'm full on cheese. So I love disco. I'm an 80s, 90s chick, but I just love cheesy music. So I play that in my Pilates classes because it makes me happy. And if I'm happy, everybody's happy. I like music, but I love dancing.
Oh dear. So, what kind of style are you? Freestyle?
Oh, everything. So I trained as a dance teacher when I was younger. So I trained as a tap, ballet and modern jazz teacher. So any dance, I love tapping. I haven't tapped for years, but I'm determined when all this is over to get the tap shoes back on. I've got a studio waiting there, so I'm going to get tapping. But yeah, I just love going out with the girls and just getting a glass of wine, get on the dance floor and just work off 800 calories and go home.
Dance is very therapeutic. You just go dance and then you're relieved. If you're stressed, go out, dance, come back and you can sleep peacefully. And Sian, if you could, so this is a different question. I'm not sure why I'm asking this. I would like to know if you could just encapsulate yourself into a verb. What describes you perfectly? A verb which could describe you.
Tenacious.
Probably tenacious. Yeah, I was going through the Eco Live interview you had done, and I have seen tenacious. Could you please just elaborate why that particular verb?
Well, there's two words that people have described me as recently, and that was tenacious. And I was like, yeah, absolutely, because I don't give up. It takes a lot for me to give up, and I can always. There's always a solution. I'd call myself a solution strategist. So there's always a way to get to the end and achieve what you want to achieve. You might go a different route to other people, but you can do it. I chose to give up on my personal journey because of my age, but if I'd started earlier, it would have happened 100%, but I made that choice. A very nice friend of mine, actually, Ray Kelleher from the Montenotti, I can't remember what the word he described me as. It began with M and I had to Google it, but it means unique. And I love that too, because I don't think, I've never copied anybody. I'm proud of who I am. And I like the idea of being unique.
Authentic, right?
Absolutely. And I just would like, my niece said to me the other day, I said to her, "You're so pretty, Annabelle." And she said, "I'm not pretty, I'm kind." And I was like, that's right. Perfect.
What kind of inspired you? Was there anyone whom you haven't, do you look up to your mother? For me, my mother is an inspiration. So whenever I feel stuck, I kind of listen to what she says. Be financially independent. That is your kind of way to feel empowered and all those. So do you have someone whom you look up to when you kind of feel nervous or when you want some inspiration?
The mirror. You've got to, look. So my dad was a really good businessman. My mum just looked after my dad. So my mum, wasn't this powerful woman, but she was one of the kindest people I have ever come across. And she was the one in the family that everybody went to. Auntie Mags this, Auntie Mags, So I learned that from her without a doubt. Business doesn't fear me in any way, shape or form. I really have never been frightened because I always knew that it didn't matter. If it fails, I'll go and wash pots for someone. I'll always be all right because I'm a grafter and I'll always work. So I'm scared of loads and loads of things. I'm scared of birds. I'm scared of heights. I'm scared of the wind. I'm scared of the sea. I'm scared of shower curtains, always everybody's favorite. So I'm scared of loads of stuff. I spend half of my life jumping out my skin because I've seen a waxwork model or something has frightened me. But when it comes to business, I just have no fear because what's the worst thing can happen? A business doesn't die. People die. So it doesn't matter. if a business fails, you have learnt loads, and you can take that then and you can use it for your next experience. I don't really have any fears when it comes to business. I don't get scared.
I think most people are kind of afraid to take that first step, right? The worst thing which we could come is not even trying.
The current situation is also your opportunity. So I've helped so many women open businesses during this time. It is crazy. Women in business have really flourished through the pandemic because a lot of them were at home and they're like, do you know what? I've always had this little seed in my head of this business that I think I can do, but I've never had time. And they had time and they're doing it. I mean, it's magic. I absolutely love it. I think when you step back from thinking that you're a victim of your fate, you actually start creating your destiny.
Totally. Yeah, that's totally true. And this Corona for your Pilates, is it challenging? Are you open now? It's currently we are all in a lockdown. But did it have a big impact on your business?
Yeah, huge. I mean, we lost our second studio. So like year on year, we're 70% down year on year. But you know what? At the same time, like, I actually get quite emotional thinking about it because, at the same time, when we got to reopen, like our customers, they just came back and they're so lovely. And it's actually a stronger business for it. So like something lovely always comes out of something bad, you know? And I think our relationship with our clients now is so strong. You know, they're amazing. I mean, we're closed, and it doesn't make financial sense for us personally to go online because we are a reformer studio, so we're not a mat studio. We don't have those clients, but we do free mat classes every week for our clients that we have on a private page. We're not shouting about it. They know that we're there for them. And like I say, you know, when we reopened last time, I miss them dreadful. And I can't wait to go back. So yeah, obviously huge impact, massive. But you know what? I think it's a when this is over, it would be worth it, you know. We keep it open. That's all we got to do.
That's good, and I'm happy that I could actually talk with you because you know, I've been googling about it and there's a lot of stuff about it. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna talk with you today. So I'm so happy I could talk and connect with you. Thank you so much for
on the other side. I hope I wasn't bossy or anything. That's all.
No, you very powerful story I think we have. So thank you. You made me put at ease as well because I was extremely nervous. I didn't even have a pattern for the question, but you made me so easy.
You know what? Just remember, I don't know what you're doing, so only you know. So you be nervous.
That's the best way to do it, right? If you think that way, life would be easy. We are not nervous. But if you think, oh, no, that then you're overthinking and it just kind of...
There's been many times I've been thrown on a stage and I've gone, oh my God. And then I've remembered they don't know that I don't know. So just go with it.
A message from Rebel City Distillery. Rebel City Distillery is the first distillery in Cork City in 50 years. Maharani Gin is the first product from the Rebel City Distillery. Now, the botanicals for this gin come all the way from Kerala in India, from a space called Vanamulika. Vanamulika is a women's collective who grow the spices using organic farming methods.
I'm Bhagya, co-founder of Rebel City Distillery, and we have with us Dr. Lekha Menon Margassery. She's from my homeland, and she's a lady with a beautiful smile. She's a scientist. She wanted to go to Mars. There is a lot of interesting things there. I can't wait to welcome her for today's podcast. Hi, Lekha. Welcome to today's podcast. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you. How's your day going? Good?
Good so far, hopefully.
It's lovely to see you. Lovely color clothes. Whenever I see you, you have a bright smile always. Lovely clothes, saris. Glad to see you again. And I'm really happy to talk with you today. So, for our listeners, would you like to give a quick introduction about yourself?
Yeah, my name is Dr. Lekha Menon Margassery. I'm a researcher working in University College Cork. I graduated, I did my doctoral degree in 2013. I graduated from University College Cork in 2013, and then from there on, I work as a postdoc, then I work as a scientist in a company. So now I'm a researcher back in microbiology. And earlier I used to work in India as a guest lecturer. I'm a gold medalist in my master's in biochemistry in PSG College of Arts and Science. And then I was a guest lecturer in Bhagya University for a year, and then moved on to Bangalore, worked in GVAS, which is a Jain Institute Vocational and Advanced Studies, as a biochemist. And then I moved here to do my PhD. And I'm also the president of UCC Indian Alumni Community and board member of the main alumni network, founder of Atma Dance Troupe in Cork, an Indian dance troupe in Cork, and I'm a social worker, so I run some fundraising events for different charities like Cork Penny Dinners, Cork Dog Action Welfare Group, Irish Cancer Society sometimes. So that's me.
Wow, there's a lot of things you do. Do you have enough time for all these things, Lekha? How do you manage your time?
Well, for example, today after this interview, I've started learning Kathak, which is another Indian classical dance. So I have my class, and I've joined as a student as well in UCC as a part-time doing PG diploma course. So I have some assignment to finish, and then I have to choreograph a dance for an event. So it's like this weekend, until this weekend, I'm kind of completely packed. I kind of adjust my time. I see to that I complete my work though.
That's great. And you're also a constant learner, right? You're a classical dancer now. You're trying to learn something, and you already have a PhD, but still you're trying to upgrade your skills. That's brilliant. So do you listen? Is there any kind of music which you listen to often? Is it classical Indian music you listen to?
Most often it would be A.R. Rahman's music, Ilayaraja's music, the great composers. I listen to classical music, but that's when I need to choreograph something. I listen I listen to what Indian raga when they do bits. I just listen to that if I can incorporate that into, my choreography somehow. I'm not an ardent music listener. I'm more of a dancer. So if I listen something and if I know that music is beautiful, I just kind of listen to that every now and then.
The beats and talam and all those.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's cool. And Lekha, I was just looking at your profile, and what caught my attention was you wanted to become a Martian, and you ventured out into it, and you were also shortlisted to go into the second phase of the Mars program. Would you like to give the listeners a bit overview about that?
Yeah, so this Mars One program, it was by, if I'm right, the Netherlands company who launched it. And it rolled out when I was finishing my PhD here, and I finished my Viva. I went back home in 2013. So I had a year in India, and we actually wanted to come back to Ireland in 3 months' time, but due to some circumstances, we couldn't make it. So we stayed there, and that's when I saw this advertisement, and it was in Jan 2014. When I applied for this. So that's the first round. It's basically creating why do you want to go and so on. So it was just a short YouTube video, and my husband recorded it, and he left to Ireland. So it was not known to anyone that I did it and I had submitted it. All of a sudden, I think in March or April, during those months, it just came out in Indian Express that there are 32 people selected from India.
Wow.
One of them, I mean, one of the thousand selected across. And the best part was I didn't see the advert. I mean, I didn't see the news.
Yeah.
Someone gave a call to my mother back home and said, your girl is, I mean, she's selected. And like, for what is she selected for? Oh, she just applied for a one-way ticket to Mars. Didn't she tell you? And I was living just in the parallel street. She came running and said, does Vimal know this? Like, does my husband know this? I said, yeah, what happened? Yeah, you were selected and, you know, it's to the next round wherein you have to give your medical thing. And they asked me, do you really want to go forward with this? So the next round was medical round. I still went forward with it. And it was only 3 from Ireland. So two person from Cork, one from Cove.
Mm-hmm.
And from India, it was very less as well. They screened out after the medical round. They screened out a lot of participants. And I still remember the day when people, like, there were reporters just at the gates asking for interviews, and I said, see, I don't know whether I've gone to the next round.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
Still a decisive phase. They said, still, we would like some. Why did you want to go? So my answer to that was, I'm actually an adventurous person, and I kind of, if I think that I want to do something, my main area of research is microbiology, so something like living organisms. So my thing is, going as a scientist would be really helpful. Go to Mars, get some specimens, and kind of get some novel medicines for human race. And that was my main goal for me to apply itself, So rather than me being a Martian, I would say more of a researcher was in the foreground rather than, just being famous. I wanted to be a researcher, and that's the first thing which came to my mind, that I want to develop novel medicines for human race. And that's why I wanted to get samples from there. So this would be an opportunity for me to go. And I still remember how one of the neighbors came home and said to my mother, she literally said, what are you doing with your child? It's a one-way ticket. What if she's not back?
Is there any time you feel you're stuck? And what is the kind of motivation which pushes you forward? Because you're constantly learning new things, you're trying new stuff, you're not afraid of all these things. How do you manage?
I do get stuck, to be fair. Sometimes I feel I'm helpless in certain situations when I can't help anyone, like being in Ireland. If I want to help someone in India and I can't do it, I do feel helpless, but I still try to find a way to help them. It could be through my friends or someone. Like for local elections, it was not like, for example, if you see the local elections, my main concern was not for contesting, my main thing was not winning. It was creating an awareness that even local, even the immigrants can vote and stand for elections. And that was the awareness which I wanted to create. So it was not just, I want to become famous or I want to win it. It was a first step in me that, okay, I need to tell them that migrants can stand and vote in local elections, which not anyone knew about it.
I didn't know that. I think once I saw you in posters, I'm like, okay, we also have a chance to do this. I think you were pretty successful in creating that awareness among the migrant population here, which is brilliant. Is there any particular instant which you want to share with us?
When I finished my PhD, and then that was a great achievement, because not in my family, no one had, except for my brother who's a doctor. But nobody has done a PhD, and that was a very big, a very big thing. I felt very good about it. And the same year, the Mars one, which definitely is a moment for me, because I got recognized.
Yes.
Started knowing me. and I felt that I can do something. I'm not a, I should not back off just because I'm a lady. I can do things, I can create awareness, and that feeling of confidence came into me. Then of course contesting for local elections, which was in my late 30s. So I would say I would pick all these as moments. Maharani.
Yeah. And I'm sure there is many moments like this gonna be in future as well. Lekha. Yes. So I think, Lekha, thank you. I think we are running out of time. We had a good chat. I'll leave you. You have the Kathak classes now, right?
It's at 7. Yeah.
Oh, it's at 7. Okay. All right, Lekha. Thank you. Thanks for your valuable time. It was a great pleasure talking with you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And I hope to catch up with you soon sometime. Yeah.
Thank
you. Thank you.
And that's a wrap. This is the end of season 1 of Maharani Moment podcast, brought to you by Rebel City Distillery and Good Day Cork. So, we have spoken to 4 people who have shared their Maharani moment, that moment of self-liberation. And it has been a learning curve. Maharani moments do not always come with a bang, and sometimes they do. Please let us know your Maharani moment, your moment of self-liberation that changed the course of your life. Hashtag Maharani Moment podcast, and please tag Rebel City Distillery and Good Day Cork. Please take care, be safe, and drink responsibly. Bye.